Righto, there before you are plates, and I took every single one of these plates out and I redid them. Made a couple little teeny weeny tweaks, and yeah, I just kind of tidied up a couple of things a little bit lower down on the seam edge as well, and also I wanted to make sure the curve is a lot better than what it was, and happy with that now. So the back piece is now ready to re-pin back on to the back bodies, and yeah, because obviously last night I had also pinned everything onto the bodies, and you know guys, you just kind of look and you kind of think something is still just a little teeny tiny, I noticed anyway, that things are a little bit teeny tiny out of kilter, so I just kind of fixed that this morning. G'day. Bit of a rare thing over Vlogmas, seeing this ugly face. Righto, I have just received some happy mail, and yes, I am and have been crying. I know some of you guys might think, why is she crying if it is happy mail? Because the letter that accompanied the happy mail part, well, it's all happy mail, really has hit. Yeah, I will read it to you. Before I do, I am not going to tell you who it is from, if it is one person and or a collective of people, because I think that is not fair. I know the other side of that is, yeah, of course, shout it's from the rooftops, and I am somebody that thinks that all the time. All the time you should shout good things from the rooftops. However, in this case, I think it feels like it's singling out people, and obviously that can cause connotations as well in that context. So I am respecting generalisation of wishes. I know the personal people would not mind if I named them. I say them because of them singly or them more than one. Righto, this is just a very tiny excerpt. You are deserving of care and consideration, kindness and love. You give so much and your heart is full of giving and kindness. Thank you so much. Even though you know that I do not believe that. Never have and never will. And as much as a lot of people say, oh, everything's really wonderful, and I'm going to kind of keep this in the sewing related sort of thing, vibe, however it means everything in the whole entire world. And yeah, you know what, things are good when they're good. However, in that good there's also badness and sadness and destruction and unkindness and everything, and all my life I've had that fair share. And I know people in the sewing community do say, oh, everything's really wonderful, and no, it is not. And there's always a flip side, and that knock-on butterfly effect. For every reaction there's a reaction, positive, negative. And those beautiful sentiments that I've just read out to you, it's really, really touching, and it's really hard to digest that because I've had so much bad, especially with the health, and there's only a very, very small amount of people know that the really scary dark side of a particular health thing, and I'm still here. That is all I'm going to say. And also, for those that like to send me really, really cruel, nasty messages, you know what, some of you guys are people that actually for those of us out there that contemplate the worst, and maybe we should not be here, if you catch my drift. So yeah, I hope you're proud of yourselves, because you know what? There are a couple people in this world that actually think that I am worth something. And I do not want people coming in on the comments and then feeling guilted into a reaction and that they got to say something, because that's the thing, isn't it? We say something and it's like, this sort of brings me on to the gift. I have a gift here that I'm going to open Christmas Day, because that is what has been asked of me. And also a thread. So you know where I'm going to go with this thread. A couple of days ago that I said that I needed some thread. And again, I have been accused of, oh, you say things and of course it makes people feel that whatever it is that they think and feel. I did not say anything to warrant this being sent to me. Now I know that the personal people know that, but there are nasties out there that do think that when people say things, they're saying it because they're guilting people into things. From my personal experience, through people that I know that say things like that, I know those people truly, and they would never do that. And I, for one, have never ever done that, ever. And you know, it takes people to actually get to know people, actually bother to take the time to get to know people. And yet, you know what? They think that there's like this fakeness that goes on. Well, you know what? The real fakeness are those that actually believe. And I'm just going to use some random examples. You purchase a fragrance, what, $100, $200, $500? But it never comes with a warning label of a reaction to the skin and everything like that. It never comes with, you know, how many lives have been affected, how many people are enslaved and live in poverty and all the rest of it. Whilst everyone goes around smelling of wonderful fragrance. Or whatever clothes it is, and we all know that the textile industry is absolutely a horrible place, dangerous, and people are literally harmed and killed in the process of making all these things for, I guess they call it the West. And yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? And yet those warnings never are heard to those that should take it on board, because you know what, greed is far more important than anything. And also we're manipulated into believing, oh, we got to have this, we got to need this. No, you go to a grocery store straight away, as soon as you walk into the door, you're guilted into, got to purchase this, and then your list that you went in for a few nominal little things, you come up with a whole bunch of things. You hear it all the time. I went in and came out with all these things that I did not need, yada yada yada. And it's just the sales tactics, the marketing strategies that make you feel that you've got to spend everything. And really, at the end of the day, what is more important? Spending on things materialistically and not necessarily fabric. I mean, just generally. Surely isn't friendship, or for those that have family, isn't that more important than anything? You could stand naked on the street. Your worth is you and your personality, and your good, kind personality, not all the things materialistically that you own. Why is it for those that tell the truth are shamed for it, and yet there is no shame in truth? So how can that be so contradictory? I know I cannot speak, cannot help if I struggle with my words. Something else that a couple of people, and those nasties like to send me messages, I can't speak properly, I can't articulate, I cannot show, I cannot do this. Yeah, you know what, I know that. I cannot do a whole bunch of things. I'm not entirely sure if I am going to finish Vlogmas today. I was going to finish it on the 19th, because on December 20th, T.E. and I are actually going to go away together. We have periodically over our lives. However, this is going to be slightly different, and again, I have pulled together all my dimes and nickels over, probably over a year, and so has TE, and we came up with about £1,000, which sounds such an enormous amount of money. And yeah, you know what, to us and people who are of the poorer spectrum financially, because we got a bit of a dip through things over the last couple of years, and yeah, you know what, we go without to save for things because we cannot afford the things, like say 5 things at the same time, so maybe 3 of them. Okay, does not matter to us. We will go without, say, 3 things to put the money towards something else. And that's fine. We are happy with that because we do not need everything like a lot of other people. You know, they purchase this, that and the other and have a ton of money to do that. That's fine, that's great. And that's really wonderful and commendable, and that's your enjoyment. We are very humble, and yeah, so we're going to spend some money and time together. I mean, we do all the time, and it's just, I think with just everything going on and scary part of my health and everything, yeah, T and I are going to spend Chrissy and New Year not here, and T's going to catch up with his friend as well, and yeah, going to do a lot of walking, I think, when I'm able to. There's not many things that we've actually paid for because obviously the budget does not allow. It's 1 or 2 things. Yeah, so that's that. And again, for those that like to send those nasty messages, you know who you are. Keep them coming. And probably along the lines of, oh well, you know, they can both afford to go away but cannot afford, you know, central heating. You know what? Central heating is not a priority, and actually we're in winter and it's still summer and it's really, really warm and it's not needed, and we do not really have the cold affect us, and we have little heaters that plug in. So you know what? You do you and we will do we, because it's none of your goddamn business. Judge us. How about you judge yourselves first before you start criticising and judging everybody else, because you do not know. You do not know what goes on in people's private, personal circumstances in life. And it's so not fair. How would you like it? However, that's the thing, isn't it? These people preach X, Y and Z. However, oh no, the upper echelons of life, no. You know, they're not allowed to do that and have that happen to them, rather. No, but it's okay to criticise and judge everybody else. Well, I am really hoping that you are so proud of yourselves. You know what? My son and I are worth more than all of you put together. Yeah, so Chrissy Day, there will be no turkey, no fancy fandangle foods, fanciness or decorations or tree or anything like that. You know what? We do not care. Well, that is, to us, our spirit in ourselves and our thought process is far more important. Do not need Chrissy decorations and things like that to be able to celebrate it and know all the story of everything behind it and to be appreciative and grateful. Yeah, they're words for those selfish people out there that have no idea what true gratefulness and appreciation is. And please do not, for the lovely people out there, please, you do not need to message me or anything like that, please. Please do not. It's fine. It is okay. Yeah. Anyhow, this means the absolute world to me, and you really should not have done that because your circumstances is, yeah, so, but again, you know I'm grateful. Yeah, so the rare times that I defend myself, I'm shut down for it and deleted and obsolete and got rid of. Funny that. And yeah, everybody is entitled to take care of themselves and speak up, and by doing that it helps those that go through similar or the same circumstance. And it's like, see beyond what is in front of you. Sometimes, yeah, you know what, you can read things, hear things, and it's not really very good at all. But ask yourself the backstory. Ask yourself why a person or people kind of say something. You're like, well, hang on a minute, he or she, they, whatever, did not know that they could be like that, and it's like, ah, do not like them, get rid of them. Nah. Actually spend the time to ask before you judge, because you would feel exactly the same yourself. And there are a lot of people out there that are really strong with their personalities, and everyone thinks the world of them and worships the ground that they walk on. So why is it one set of rules for them, a different set for other people? Anyhow, shall I get back and resume some actual sewing maybe, or cutting out? I am still finishing off the skirt part of the coat. Anyway, see yous. Righto, so you guys are looking at the front pleated part of the skirt, and the overlap here is because one side will get folded under and then it sits over that part of the fabric. Yeah, and I wish I had a good head for math, because yeah, I was here for a whole bunch of time and just wanted to make sure everything was figured out. The back piece is here. Last night I took everything out and I redid it all again, and yeah, why not already? So now actual sewing, and obviously going to make sure that everything is, for lack of a better word, reinforced, and obviously pressing, because you can press this fabric, however, with a pressing cloth and on a medium to semi lowest temperature, just to kind of hold some of those pleats. Yeah, fun times ahead now, because especially on the back part, because the body comes down in a V, and I have chalk marked because I did not want to cut anything. No way. I just wanted to make sure that everything was good to go. So yeah, you can imagine it's like those cartoon characters. It's like, wipe the sweat off your forehead because of obviously the anxiety and everything. Yeah, so righto, so this is the back piece that you guys are looking at, and I have stitched everything. Obviously what you can see there, that's just the chalk markings, which obviously will just rub off. And now the really scary part, making sure that all my measurements and everything like that are correct. So this piece is going to be stitched to the back bodice part. Well, the back bodice is now attached to the kind of skirt part of the coat, and it went in first time, no issues whatsoever, and no puckers, which, wow, go me. Also, because I did not cut the fabric into a V shape, it has created this really pretty effect on the inside, and I really like it. So therefore I am not going to cut this down. Yeah, and because obviously it is along the back, by having that little bit of extra fabric, it may just very, very slightly add to a little bit of sort of poofiness to the back, or I could even intentionally add a little bit of poof, and I could use this to disguise it because it could go under. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Obviously I will finish the raw edges and tidy everything up like that, but right now that is staying